Hey everyone, welcome to another hunt video. Today we're going to be fighting the big rock, Gravios, so let's get right into this. And here he is, Mr. Gravios. So just like Basarios, as you can see, he is a massive rocky boy. Obviously Basarios was a lot smaller. Actually, I'm not going to bother paintballing, because Gravios doesn't fly to change zones, he only walks. So one distinctive thing with Gravios is this roar. It is way longer than you get the effect for, so it's actually quite good in that way, so then when he's not in lava you can attack him at least. And he does sprint quite a lot. He has pretty much every move that Basarios had, he has pretty much that. So he has the hip check. The one thing he doesn't have in this generation that Basarios does have, Basarios has the poison gas. Gravios doesn't have that. He does in a future generation, but not in this generation, not in this iteration of him at least. Okay, he goes into lava. He does this a lot in the lava area where he'll sprint from one lava pool to another. It's actually quite annoying because he's probably going to do it again. So as you can see, he does look like, somewhat different to Basarios, like even just generally. Like his face, he has one single horn instead of Basarios. Basarios has two. His tail is way bigger, like it is massive, and obviously him just in general, oh god, we got an eye drone, just him in general is so much bigger. He is also weak against water, just like Basarios was, so you can bring your water weapon if you've got one, and that will do some extra damage, and that's him changing zone. Here he is. I actually couldn't find him there for a minute. The way that he went in the lava, I wasn't sure which area he was in. So just as with Basarios, if you can, you want to try and break his chest open, because when you break with Gravios actually you can break it twice. With Basarios you could only break it once. But when you break his chest open, you'll be able to see like his actual skin, and when you hit that zone, you're doing way better damage than hitting the rocky zone. So you want to try and focus on the chest if you can. And if you're having troubles with like bouncing and having issues breaking it open, you just pretty much at that stage, you probably just want to get some bombs out, get some large barrel bombs, make him run into those explosive rocks, all that sort of stuff. And that will help with just getting damage in general, but also obviously breaking the chest open if the damage is done to the chest. So Gravios is, the games he's in is Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. He's also in Frontier. So yeah, so he's just in those games. He is in another game, I'm just not going to mention it right now. I don't think I've fought him in 4 Ultimate. I believe I've only fought him in Freedom Unite, so I'm not sure what he's like in 4 Ultimate. I imagine he's pretty similar with some more annoying moves if I had to guess. And I'm not sure if Black Gravios is in 4 Ultimate. If he isn't, then maybe he has Black Gravios moves. I'm not sure. Anyway, Gravios is definitely one of those monsters that I've always had issues with personally. He's like massive, and if you don't have ESP, which I do have, so I don't have this issue, but if you don't have like ESP or or a really sharp weapon, you're gonna really struggle with cutting through his hide, and especially with Basarios even more so. But we're talking about Gravios now, obviously. It is very hard, and that's why I was mentioning bringing bombs, and you can try and break his chest open that way, because then obviously the bombs will be doing damage to his chest, so then you can hopefully break it open easier. And in the Monster Hunter like top choice monster thing for the 20th anniversary, Gravios placed 139th. It actually tied with Black Gravios apparently, which is interesting. So both Gravioses, so he does sleep gas as well. I forgot about that. Both Gravioses got to the same thing. One thing I'll definitely say is if you can, try and cut his tail off. Obviously you might not be able to, but if you can, do that, just because obviously he'll have less range. I mean, that's pretty much applicable to every monster. If you can, to cut the tail off, then they have less range with tail attacks. But yeah, so I think the gases that he uses in this game is he uses the fire one and then the sleep one we just saw. Let's see what he's going to do now. So, yep, sleep. And then Basarios does the poison one, but not Gravios, not in this game. You would think you'd be able to, considering Basarios is a baby form. There we go, tail off, but no. And one other cool thing about Gravios is his tail actually has 2 calves. So it's also better, like if you're trying to get some Gravios parts and you're hunting them, cut the tail off definitely if you can, because then you get 2 extra calves. So if you hunt him and don't capture him, you'll get the 3-4 calves from his body. But then if you also get his tail off, you're going to get 2 extra calves, which is really good. Also, Gravios was introduced in the 1st generation, so he's one of the OGs, one of the very first monsters out there. and he's pretty much, for the most part, he's really only found in this game at least. I'm not too sure about future ones, but in this game at least, he's really only found in volcanoes, like lava areas and swamps. So like you're not going to find him in, you know, the Forest and Hills map or something like that. He's pretty much only in volcanoes, lava, fiery type areas and swamps. That's just what he prefers, I guess. Well, I mean, his hard rocky you would kind of expect those sorts of areas anyway, and the fact that he uses fire and such. An interesting thing about Gravios is apparently he's actually, you know, docile as a monster. Like, the lore of him is he's a docile monster. He typically only attacks, like, if he's provoked. He's also territorial, of course, but, like, obviously in this game he just attacks you on sight, so it doesn't really go towards his lore, but, you know, it is what it is. And another thing that's quite interesting with Gravios is he's actually, like, in the lore of the game, very strong. Especially if you fought a Cantor in Free Unite and you've seen the ecology video, where I'm not sure if it's a Gravios or Black Gravios, I can't remember, but either way, a Cantor is like hunting a Gravios that came into its territory or something. I can't remember exactly the details, but for a Gravios to even challenge an Cantor, and for like the Gravios to be seen as a threat as well, just really shows you how much of a powerful monster he is. I mean, especially with the lasers are insane. This is only a high rank. Oh god, that's some fast walking. This is only a high rank version. I would suspect that the G rank version he has a couple extra attacks. I can't remember, I'll be honest with you. But he's most of his attacks are mostly like they're manageable. He has a lot of heft behind him, so like he does a lot of damage. Obviously, here he is. I really want to get this chest broken open, so I can show you guys. I love his roar because it's so long. Oh, there we go. First chest break. So like the reason why I love the fact that it's long is because if you don't get affected by it, or even if you do, you still, yeah, he does this as well, a belly flop fly. But even if you do get affected by the roar, you still have a chance, damn it, we're gonna go to sleep, but you'll still have a chance to attack him because the roar is so much longer than how long it actually affects you. So you get a really nice long amount of time to fight him. But yeah, so like pretty much the gist of this dude is the hardest part about him realistically is his armor. Like, you're probably very much so going to have issues getting through his armor. Like, especially if you're fighting him for the first time, you're probably going to struggle quite a bit. You're probably going to bounce a lot as well. So like my biggest tip is bring bombs. Like, if you can, bring what are they called, large barrel bomb pluses, bring normal large barrel bombs, bring everything you can, so then you can try and break open that chest. And those little boulders around in the lava area, they're not in the swamp area unfortunately, but in this lava area, the boulders that are around, if you can use these things, if you can use these and make him run into them, do it. It does extra damage. You might get some damage done in his chest as well. Just any kind of explosive is good for breaking his chest open and just doing damage, because obviously if you're bouncing, you're not going to be doing, you know, the best damage. I'm not 100% sure, but I might be wrong on this. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like in this generation, bombs don't account for armor. I'm pretty sure they go straight through armor, so like whatever the armor of the monster is, it doesn't matter. I feel like I remember that because White Fatalis, when White Fatalis is in armor mode, you can use bombs and it, you know, it still does the full damage. But as I said, if I'm wrong about that, please correct me in the comments, because I don't want to be giving out false information, but I just really feel like I remember that being a thing. Anyway, let's get this Gravios hunted. Oh, actually, oh, is that the second? No, I don't think that's, I can't remember what his chest looks like with the second break. And he does fall over like this. I forgot about this. I'm not sure what the conditions are to make that happen, but he'll just like roll over and just kind of sit there. One other thing with when he's doing the lasers, you got to be careful when you're under him. Oh god, if you see black smoke when he's doing the laser, like underneath him, that means he is going to like explode after doing the laser. So like, you know how he does the big explosion under him and he does the sleep gas and that explosion sometimes he does after doing the laser beam. So you just really, if you're gonna go under him after he does the laser, just look at underneath him. If he does it here, I'll show you. Okay, no, he's going to run. But anyway, there's like black gas, like black particles that appear below him. And that indicates that he's going to be doing the explosion move after he's, after he's done with his laser. So just pay attention to that. Oh god, this Iodrome is so annoying. Oh, and there we go. That wasn't too bad. I went silent for a bit there while I was just fighting him. I got really in the groove because he kept doing like the same attack over and over, and I was just hitting him over and over and over. Anyway, there we go. Gravios down. So pretty much the whole entire thing with him is he is very hard, like literally hard. So if you don't have ESP or a sharp weapon, you probably will have issues with him to begin with. So if you can, try and get the skill ESP, because even if you have low sharpness, you're at least then not bouncing, or just get a sharp weapon. And bring bombs. For Gravios and Basarios, bombs are key. Because if you can bomb him and break his chest open with the bombs, or just do the extra damage to him, it's just going to help so much, so you need to bring bombs. And there we go, guys. Another hunt video done. So if you guys enjoyed, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you'd like to join the channel as a member, you can. I'll show up on screen now the two members we have, Xander and Jaggy. Thank you both very much. And yeah, so next episode, I reckon I'll do Black Gravios. He is pretty similar to normal Gravios, but there's enough differences that I feel like I can point a few things out with him. So yeah, I'll see all of you guys then. See ya.